Okay. Hello everyone. Welcome. I don't know if I'm actually live or not. Cool. Okay, so I don't know if I'm on or not. I'll find out in a second. Alright, well it says I'm live, but it's not showing it. Okay. Okay. Well, certainly showing something there. Hold on. No? Oh, wait. Had me for a second. There we go. And presto. We are live. Since you're listening a bit better, everyone. Hello, everyone. We are live. It's been a while. I'm going to be using my wonderful, cute cat tarot cards today. Let me take a look at these here. And there we are. Okay. Well, I don't know what the lag is. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a pretty healthy lag, all things considered. But, and here we are. So I hope everyone's doing fantastic.
Mental health is what we all need. It's what you gotta have.
Let's see. Let some people know that I'm here. So much stuff, right? They have so many things that they put on these things.
Wake the dead. We're all mental mad. It's all you have. So bang your head. Raise the dead. Mental health.
So, hey everyone. Wow, that is really a terrible color, isn't it? Um, okay. Yeah, it's definitely lagging a lot, guys. Really sorry about that. The quality here is just absolutely horrendous, isn't it? Let's see. Fix it up some. Don't know if it will do or not, but we will find out. Okay, well, you know what? That's the best we're gonna get right now for it, apparently. Um, so if you're watching, and this is your first time here, watching, whoops, there we go. That would probably help if you can actually hear me, right? So let me turn off this music here in the background so that you're not going to hear anything that's going on in the background there. Sorry about that. As you can tell, it's lagging really bad. There's not much I can unfortunately do about that right now. Um, so we will just we will we will muddle on, won't we? uh, you'll have to forgive me. I'm getting over a cold, so my voice might be a little scratchy. Sorry for the background there. Oh, and there goes that weird color stuff again. Ah, the the absolute terrors of live streaming, as it were. Uh, it's having a hard time focusing on everything. But as I said, today I will be using um, my wonderful, cute uh, cat tarot. I'm going to count to see how many seconds as I'm talking right now, as I'm showing this. Uh, my guess is it's about 40 seconds, maybe a minute off, maybe a minute off right now. Um, Unfortunate, but that is just how it is, right? So anyway, there's the cute little cards there. And I'm going to go ahead and while I'm talking, um, if whoops. So again, deep apologies here, guys. It's really tough. Let's see if that helps out any with the coloring. There we go. Yay! Coloring looks like it's a little bit better. Maybe. We'll see. Um, Typing in here for some additional friends and such. I am really not technically savvy, as you can tell. But I do promise you, I really am a real psychic, genuine psychic. Uh, so if you have any questions about your love life, your finances, where are you heading in your life, kind of stuff like that, um, I am absolutely here to help with anything that you may have a question over. Uh, So, again, hello. Apologies for the terrible quality and the large lag. Um, Hopefully, in the future, I'll get this a little bit more better settled out and everything. So, while I'm doing that, oops. Oops. Thank you for saying that. Um, anyway, yeah, it's been a while. It's been a hot minute since I've done any live streaming. And again, I apologize for the scratchiness of my voice. I'm still getting over this cold kind of thing. But anyway, I showed you the cute little cards. Um, it's called the Cute Cat Tarot. And it's really interesting deck. Um, so yeah, um, there's that. Um, don't know who else or anyone else. So if anyone would like to have their cards read, um, I used to charge about $20 US for my readings. Um, still may. Probably not though. Not today, since this is mostly a kind of a test run. I'm using a particular service to help me um, uh, stream here on YouTube here. Usually, I use just YouTube by itself, but for some reason, YouTube is being really hateful to me today. So, but yeah. So I've been learning this new term. I guess they call them content creators, content makers, that sort of thing. I guess I'm from an older generation where we were just called streamers, you know. So now I guess we're content makers or podcasters or something like that. A little background for those of you who may not know about me particularly. I studied psychic studies in Houston. That's in Texas. Um, that was probably 40 years ago. 40 years ago. I was 19 at the time. God, I can't believe it was 19. Such a long time ago. But yeah, I mean, it was a totally different scene back in the late 80s, almost 90s. Um, for young people, I guess across the country, Generation X would be my generation, I suppose. If I'm telling you an age there. So there were a lot of us. There were a lot of us, young people my age at that time, who were questioning spirituality and looking for, searching for um, places that would actually teach us, you know, about psychic abilities and things. So funny and very true story here. Um, Good friend of mine, knew him since elementary school. We both went and we found this place, you know. We were both probably, if I'm being quite honest, and I don't mind being honest about it, you know, we were both high as a kite, okay? Such was the era in which we lived in back in the day. But we got to the door and we were about to knock, and a voice answered before we even knocked. Blew our minds immediately at that part, you know. But the voice said, "No, we do not teach people how to throw people across the room or, you know, blow things up, that sort of thing. That's just not this kind of school." And the guy opened the door and said, "I knew it. Your energy just told me um, you guys are going to be amazing. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Uh, let's talk. We're going to ask you some standard questions. Maybe do a little testing to see what, you know, where do you land in the spectrum of psychic abilities and such." And so, you know, thus it began. And so one of the courses they offered us was learning how to read tarot cards and stuff. And I took to it like a duck to water. Um, was really really good at it. Yeah. So so we went up. You know, we went in, and the people there were just amazing, and they taught us all kinds of really cool stuff. And so that's pretty much the beginning of how I got into reading tarot cards, and I picked up a lot of really cool stuff, cool techniques, that sort of thing like that. Um, a lot of people don't even understand, honestly, really what is a psychic. You know, they see things like on TV shows, I suppose, movies. They may have run across someone maybe like at a county fair, like one of the old ladies that you see in the tent with the what do you call it, the globe thing, the scrying globe thingy. You know, she has some exotic name like Madame Ziva or Zavan or something like that, right? And carnivals, that sort of thing. Excuse me. Generally speaking, that's a different, I guess, type of animal, if you will, a different type of person who is psychic. Um, I don't talk down or bad or judge those kind of people. I mean, um, my working theory is everyone has got to put food on the table, you know. It does sort of lend a little atmosphere to it when you go in there and you know, the tarot reader, the psychic witch person, whatever, you know, it gives off that kind of vibe, I guess, that vibration, that energy, you know. It kind of pulls the seeker, and that's what we call you guys who come to us for advice. uh, we call you intruders or seekers or you know, that sort of thing like that. Because really, what uh, really basically what a psychic is really meant to do is to guide you through whatever is brought you to that psychic that very moment. Um, there are some who are very, very good, very in tune to the spiritual world, to the very spirits and guides and that sort of thing like that, and they're pretty scary. You know, you might hear one or two of them say, "I've been expecting you," kind of thing, you know, and can really, really be really creepy, to be honest, from my own personal professional point of view. I think I've only rarely have I ever done something like that where I looked at someone and said, "Yeah, saw you in a dream. I knew I was going to see you. I was expecting you," kind of thing. Uh, Again, there are some people who are just like super in tune to that sort of this. I guess I call them frequencies, really vibrations, that sort of thing. There are people who give off auras and colors and sounds and stuff like that. It's really amazing, really amazing. Um, and you can't just tell people naturally that these are things that you see or feel, or maybe even hear. Some people have what's called clairaudience. Okay, the ability to actually hear. They hear things that you don't hear normally. So you know you may see someone cock their head and say, "Yeah, yeah, you're right," kind of thing like that. And you're like, "What? Who's that person talking to?" That's pretty creepy, right? But no, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. Um, I'm not really that clairaudience, audio, whatever you want to call it. I'm not really that kind of tuned into it. I'm kind of more of a wacky person. I mean, the spirits or guides, whatever you want to call them, normally have to hit me upside the head with like a baseball bat kind of thing to get my attention most of the time. I'm autistic naturally. As an autistic person being psychic, there's, a whole different level of being gifted, if you will. Um, so, I naturally don't really see the world quite the same that other people normally do. Um, so if you're just now tuning in, you're trying to figure out who is this guy, what's he rambling about. I am going to show you the cute little box again. It's a just adorable little box, um, and it's my little cat tarot deck that I have. And it's exactly what it says on the box. Okay, it's cute cats. It's adorable kitties. And I will attempt to do some sort of divining, I guess, if that's the term you want to use. Um, so there is all this information just floating around. Um, so there's all kinds of fun things going on. I never really, fully, I guess, take on board uh, what normally when a person comes and asks me for a reading, I do my best to just kind of center on that person and try to figure out what are their needs, and go from there. And I'm not always right about what I see or feel or what I'm interpreting, even from the cards. Um, yeah, I really do. I do think so. I think that when the job the job is to make the person in front of you as comfortable as possible. Okay. Uh, it's hard enough when people seek out a psychic, for a card reading or something like that. They have to like pass their own disbeliefs. Okay. And I understand that. Okay. Because look, uh, you don't become a psychic per se, just because you go, yeah, 100% believe all that stuff there, no, you a real true natural psychic always questions their environment, uh, their reality, if you will. Not because we don't think that we're, in reality or anything like that. It's just because we see and get so much information from around people, from around plants, animals, objects, that kind of thing like that. We're constantly, it's like a radio station, okay? Think of it like a radio station. Psychic is like tuned into everything in their environment. And if you're autistic like I am, then you are like super wired into everything going on around you. And that can be super distracting, especially if you're autistic and you're psychic. The bombardment of information coming at you, the sheer volume of it can be like damn near overwhelming, really. It's like a tide. So you better learn to swim. You know what I mean? You're just going to get sucked into the tide, and yay. It might be several years before anyone gets a really honest answer out of you. I've seen it happen. Seen it happen. Not to me personally, no. But I've seen it. Yeah. I have a dear friend um, that I believe is watching right now. I'm not going to mention that dear friend's name. I don't want to upset them. But they're a really, really cool person. And I think one of the cool things about being a psychic and autistic also is you get to meet some of the most interesting people in the world. And you never know who you're going to run across, what kind of energy you're going to encounter. So it makes it really fun, makes it a lot of fun. Um, the reason why I pitch my voice the way that I do when I'm talking, especially talking about psychic things, is because there's an intentional choice behind how I use my words, how I use my phrasing, how I pitch my vocal quality, that sort of thing like that. Because part of the process of being psychic is that, like I said, you want to make the person or persons you're engaging with as comfortable as possible. Uh, like you're inviting them into your personal home, and you're going to go make them some tea or coffee, or bring them a soda or some water or some juice, or, maybe put a little snack out for them, that kind of thing like that. You're inviting them into your space, as much as they are inviting you into their space. See, it's a shared space. It's a shared fields of energy, that sort of thing like that. Vixen to ask them. Oops, I said her. Should have said that. Naughty me. People. Okay, so another fun thing. I'm also gay. In case you couldn't tell, a lot of people, when I first decided I was comfortable enough to come out to being homosexual, okay, uh, I didn't realize that I was clocked so well, right? It's just kind of like it took me back for a moment. I was like, no way. Um, so what gave me away? What made you know that I was 100% a homosexual? What gave it away? And they said, honey, you talk with your hands a lot. Do you realize how much you talk with your hands? You're always moving your hands around, your facial expressions, everything about you, your voice, everything. I'm like, no, 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 no. And I try to be all butchy, and stuff. And that didn't fly. So I'm what they call in the gay community a fem, feminine. I guess they call me a queen. I guess that would be one way of saying it. I guess you can say I'm queen. I present that way, and I'm fine with that. Okay, sometimes I say things like she, her, stuff like that. No big deal, no biggie, no biggie. But it's that energy, that feminine energy that I have as a psychic and as a autistic person, I think, that really, 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 really puts a lot of people more at ease, I think. Surprisingly, even straight boys, when I'm doing a tarot card reading for them, are just super relaxed around me. But normally, if we weren't in that situation, they would be like, dude, I'm into women. And I'd be all like, that's fine, baby. Women are pretty. Let's face it, women are adorable, okay? So, okay, I'm just going to amuse myself right now. I'm just going to go ahead and just pull some cards, okay? Actually, you know what? You probably haven't seen me. Actually, I usually show the cards at some point during these little outings of mine. Ooh, let me shuffle them a bit. Uh, it usually takes a while for people to find me, to find my channel, to know that I'm on. Like I said, it's been a very long time since I have officially been on um, online to do any of these readings. So some of the people who subscribe to me, and if you're watching and you're new and you wouldn't mind, you can go ahead and subscribe. And if you wanted to, let's say, request a reading from me, you could leave me a little comment or something like that, and I will gladly do that. Oh. So anyway, so go ahead, hit the subscribe button. Gosh, let me show you. Oh, perfect. This cute little card right here is the Knight of Cups. And look at the cute little kitty on there. There is a huge lag right now. There it is. Knight of Cups right here. Um, so the Knight of Cups is about following your heart. Let's say you're a knight on a quest, um, and you're given a quest to look for something romantic. You're searching for something in your life for a romance or a connection or something like that. Then the Knight of Cups, if it shows up in your reading um, up front, um, could generally is about that intent to seek to find to make romantic connections, that sort of thing like that. Okay. Um, put that card down here. Let me pick another card at random from the deck here. Just going from the energy here, and oh, it's the Knight of Wands. Uh, Nine of Wands right there. You can see him right there. I'm going to hold it up until the lag. You, I think you can see it right there. It'll pop up here in a second. Um, so when I showed it to you now, so you saw it. So in the upright position, the Nine of Wands. is about resilience, grit, and a last stand. So connecting that to the first card, right? Um, you would be looking at um, possibly making uh, those connections, looking for that love, looking for that romantic uh, match, if you will. You now uh, you need to be resilient. You need to not give up. You need to find the grit, right? You need to not give up at any cost at all because love is there. That romantic connection is there. You just need to be patient and, look for it. So let's look at the last card. I'm pulling it again randomly here. Nine of Swords. Uh, mm, I don't think that would be the actual card for this reading. This would be more close to it. Um, in reverse, Four Cups, and that's the um card here. Totally goes with the vibe of what we're talking about now in this practice reading, if you will. And if you were again are looking for someone, there's an intention for you to search to seek out a romantic connection with another person. You want to, of course, you want to be resilient. You want to be, stand your principles, stand your ground. Don't take no for an answer. Not in a negative way, but more in a positive way of like, you know what you're looking for, you know what you want. So this would be the sudden awareness that you found someone, you chose to be happy. You now accept that this most likely is the person at the moment, in this moment in your life, in your journey, in your path, that is absolutely meant for you. Um, so you know, you want to do that. You just want to not give up, right? Okay. Well, as I said, this is kind of a test run for me for the moment. I hope that those of you who will watch this back again, subscribe. If you already are a subscriber and you're watching this playback, if you would like to have a tarot card reading, you are more than welcome to do so. I wish you all happiness and joy in all things. Um, so, goodbye and good luck.